So Jeremy came here record just about an hour ago, just now, by the dog sources and house as well as options like an hour.
Like an hour, hour and a half, something like that. I was driving for like 2.
Let's see where this goes. For data, it's more leverage. You have enough thread here in those. Age of disclosure has been blocked. It says, as of now, tomorrow's on track to be an interesting day for disclosure. It's 2 hours. So I'll be right around the time of that brief that break check. So a lot of like UFO that like big things coming, but you think we're chat statements, trust statements, and do things like that. Then you have Robert Jones, who is working in hallucination. He said, all right, I'm hearing from enough credible sources, and I'm fairly sure talking about UFO will take place from the executive branch, including many of those 46 videos you have heard of. They hear that the rest may get released by non-government sources. Non-government sources? What do you mean by that? Rob says, imagine if some investigative journalists had them decided to share the world. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So it looks like we're getting into the Luna list of 46 videos that she requested. And yeah, that's about it. That's the quick update. We'll show you today. What do you guys think in the comments? And yeah, I think we should definitely not get our hopes up, right? Definitely don't get your hopes up in UFO land. UFO comeback kid says, cash is the tell. There isn't much to the facts. Sanford says, where is your distance? Eric Thompson says, you should leave that snow club open for cash. It's open so far.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday. I just want to say at the top here that it has been 35 days. 35 days. We have publicly and politely we've requested to see the footage of Charlie Kirk and his wife Erica Kirk as the chairman and CEO in the event that anything happens to him. Quote, I appoint my wife, Erica Kirk, right? No such look. That's odd. It's very odd.
Hello, everyone.
Who thinks I am a Trixie's maniac brandishing a knife, screaming at people on the subway.
It's both of us.
Huge fan of the show. He accidentally revealed how many
It
hours
sounds like a happy family.
he consumed when he shared a screen grab of his computer. He was trying to diss me. Then people noticed that the screen grab shows you the load bar.
How is everyone this evening?
He's making fun of me, but then actually people zoomed in and said, hey, that little red bar at the end tells you how much progress is made through
That's what's up.
every episode.
Let other people join.
I can say, truly, that place in front of the show. What can I say? I make a lot of friends. I am. Anyway, a week ago, we put up a bounty footage or information which would help us better understand how that remarkably timely footage of Erica saying that she wanted to go home after the White House was closed and exactly what that come to be. I just wanted to know. It looks like
I forget things are on stilts down here in Texas and stuff. I forget things are built up so high because it's so close to water level. Like why we didn't have basements down here always blew my mind. Because when I moved to Missouri, everybody had basements, and I thought I was gonna when tornado hit, I was like, where do we go? Where's the cellar? Like,
okay, so at the top of the show, I just
thought
want to tell you
why you have them here, right? No, I didn't understand that the water level was why you have them in Texas.
Propaganda, we talked about a lot this week.
Like, oh, you dig a hole water there? Oh, that makes sense.
First time ever. And it's sort of exceptional. So, you remember we told you, obviously, about Show Faith by Works LLC. That's that foreign registered propaganda arm of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. And I was interested as we were going through their filings of their stated goal to provide the October 7th experience. October 24/7 experience coming to a church parking lot near you. And I was like, that doesn't sound very pleasant. That just doesn't sound very pleasant. Are we going to have people paragliding in the parking lots? Like, what exactly is that going to look like? And gratefully, my producer stumbled upon the details. I hadn't realized that in this Spotify which we had just glitched through for the relevant details of the episode, they also included an entire detailed accounting of the propaganda that they intend to execute on Christian minds. It is thorough. And I'm not going to go through it all today, but I really want to encourage Christians to take time to read that filing. Take your time to process, especially if you are evangelical, because this is effectively evangelical ultra. Okay, that they are targeting evangelicals, and with the recent news that they will be upping the spend to $750 million, almost $1 billion. The how is actually really relevant. Like, that's a lot of money to spend to shape minds. How are we going to do that? And the October 7th experience is one part of the puzzle. So what is it? Check out this slide that is. I'm sorry. I am not laughing at October 7th. I am laughing at the October 7th experience as an idea. We have got to get real people. This is weird. Okay. This is weird.
That's disturbing. Why would you do that? Let's desensitize them just a little bit so that they're not.
And they're going to give people the October 7th experience. They're going to great Hollywood set designers. You're going to be able to reserve it. If you've read, you can have a tent. It tells us that there's going to be TV mounted wraps with images of Israel or the Western Wall. So that's part of the experience. It's going to be call to action using biblical messaging. But the really important part is this VR experience that you're going to have of October 7th. This is weird. This level of propaganda is weird. I want you to just, please, if you're an evangelical, take your time to go through those FAR filings. They're playing no games with what they want to do. They are targeting churches. And we noticed it early on the show, obviously, all year. We've been talking about how these pastors are giving notes and being paid to say things on stage, attacking people in politics, or saying sensible things about Israel. This is they're leveling up. The bot campaign. You're going to think the comment section, if you think the comment section in Facebook is real, it's just not. They have fake bots that actually mirror real people, and they're trying to make you think that you're alone in your own ideas while they're dropping thousands, hundreds of thousands of bots to tell you, like, oh, this person's great. What are you talking about? Anyway, it's a war for your mind. Switching gears, however, to the main topic of today. Last week, we put on a bounty. I was not playing around. I said $10,000.
So excited that I get to treat you to Shipley's Donuts and to Whataburger while we're down here.
Interested in that video.
Have you ever had Shipley's?
Erica Curve reported also response to the dinner.
Kolaches, baby.
Which we, the general public, for some odd reason, we got into trouble for. Right? I don't know why we got grounded, but we got grounded immediately. They were coming out. The messaging was that it was our fault that this happened to Erica. And suddenly, we got to watch Erica. We didn't do anything. We were at home. Most of us were eating dinner with our family. Suddenly, we learn via the internet that Erica is in Washington, D.C. at a press dinner. Before she gets there, she's taking bridal shots or something. That part was weird. Nobody's talking about that enough. That was weird.
Here's Erica with my already down here. That's wild. Oh, it's so exciting.
And
I love her face, but
rational people wondering, hey, Erica, why are you in?
Wait, did I see what made her make that face? Yeah. But I watched her make that face.
She's taking bridal shots or something. That part was weird. Nobody's talking about that enough. That was weird. Here's Erica before the White House Correspondents' Dinner. She carries light behind her eyes, even when the dark.
This is the best look ever.
The rational people were wondering, hey, Erica, why are are you inside of the sheer curtains? That's a pretty classic bridal shot. What are you doing there? What's happening? We knew that we were probably off to a bad start.
A bridal shot is definitely like a girlfriend, boyfriend, like romantic.
Shots fired, and then there's another video of Erica that comes out. It's going viral, and she says that she wants to go home. Here it is. So we said instantly, hey, okay, good idea. Not to boast, but that's actually kind of been our idea, right? That's our idea. Erica, go home was the general public's idea for a very long time. We were being told that that was not acceptable. We were happy to let her take credit for the idea and just get home. Next thing we know, not only does she steal our idea, so she's going to go home. That was our idea, sweetie. Then we start getting screamed at on the internet. We don't even know what we did wrong. So much was happening. I couldn't keep up. It was just like a blackout rage on X and people screaming at us about Erica. Right? Graham Allen, of course, resident psycho. He wrote, "You can hear Erica and Kirk saying, I just want to go home. Pray for her! Pray for her children! How much horror should that woman have to be exposed to? Absolutely horrific. Like, who exposed her to this dinner?" Then we had Michaela Peterson, who has been filling in for her father. She writes, "I don't want to share the video of Erica Kirk last night, but that is what PTSD looks like. Heartbreaking. The mockery it triggered just strengthens my faith in God. There are times when seeing the good in the world is more difficult, but you can always see the evil." Then we had Ian Miles Chong, who still don't know what he's doing involved at all in American politics. He writes, "All the endless conspiracy theorizing and attacks on Erica Kirk by Candace Owens led to this. Didn't have to be like this. Erica does not deserve this." Like,
man, gas is 10 cents more.
I told her to do the opposite of that. I never once said anything about her being inside of sheer curtains. It's crazy.
You know, after learning that Dollar Tree is Walmart, Dollar General,
shot
in poor areas makes me sad.
Insinuate President Trump and the First Lady rushed off stage. This is what happens. Propaganda and lies are spread online by people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Why do they want Trump dead? Okay. Again, like I said, very confusing because I specifically remember us telling Erica almost repeatedly to not be CEO and to go home. Go home with your kids. And the people who were doing the yelling at us were saying the opposite. They were saying, let her stay in the public eye, let her be the CEO, let her fulfill Charlie's role. So it was like just like upside down world for a second, and making matters more confusing was the lecture that we then eventually had to endure from Erica herself, like her choice of outfit, or even some portions of the speech that didn't exactly land. Like this portion about the wine bottles. It's time to take our seats.
Waterford, didn't realize you were there to be one. They're already first, so I think once you cross over, they're everywhere.
It's quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico, another table here that's Fox, and another table here that's Mondo, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine. I was perplexed. Like, what exactly was up with the wine bottle shut out there? What could be more of a spectacle? 10 bottles of wine on every table, table. What did the wine bottles do wrong? What did we do wrong? Is anybody going to bother and tell us why she was in that curtain taking a bridal shot? It all felt unfair. I felt like Matilda Wormwood, you know her, Matilda Wormwood, she was my favorite. Her parents were awful to her. They always yelled at her for no reason. That's how I felt. She was being yelled at for no reason. Anyway, I don't like being put into timeout for something that I didn't do. Nobody puts me in the corner without reason. So I wanted to investigate it. The timing was weird. The shot was weird of her walking out. The footage, the instantaneous virility of the video was weird. It didn't feel real. So we put out that 10K bounty. We just wanted proof of who recorded it. And lo and behold, we got a couple of very interesting direct tips. People came to collect the 10K. Okay? Here's what allegedly this person is telling the truth for a few reasons. One, this person works in politics. Two, this person reached out almost instantly following our show with a very specific story, with very specific names, and they offered to sign a sworn affidavit. Three, this person gave us the name of who recorded the video. And this person appears to have done some work with Turning in the past. So those are the pros. Now on the con side, this person works in politics, right? It's not exactly someone I would describe as a dad of mine, so there is a chance he or she is therefore making it up to embarrass me. But at the moment that you are transacting, the moment that you're taking money, it's like gotcha, it's a crime, right? You can't say I was just kidding and I got 10K from you, but you never rule it out. Boise, Kentucky. Take a listen.
So what is the current point in the race?
It's a single point lead for me. It's not very fluid. They've spent $10 million against me. And when I say they, I hope we get
There's
into
no
they.
sound. I'm a ball
Yes.
asleep.
It's going to be close. It's just going to be the result is going to be based on who turns out.
So it was 81% margin,
They don't
76, 75,
copyright me.
full-on blowouts in the Republican primary in your district in Kentucky, and now it's within a couple of points and you could lose. Right. And the difference is they have spent 10 months. And the game this race from outside of Kentucky is basically pushing you to the point of almost losing, and you may lose. Where'd that money come from?
Well, it didn't come from.
Thank you. What are we listening to? I'm not
It's
going
come from billionaires.
I'm listening to Candace Owens. She had a live today, and I didn't get to watch it. So now that Logan's awake, I'm watching it.
I'll give you the props. There's the RJC, which is the Republican Jewish Coalition, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
Just I want to know what we're watching. And Katie jumped in and said, "Oh."
They funded a PAC called MAGA Kentucky, which is neither MAGA nor Kentucky. But when you add any of them live, who are those three people? They have been, Miriam Adelson is the gambling magnate who ironically makes money from the Chinese now gambling and not in Las Vegas.
And she's literally an Israeli.
Yeah, she was born there. He's given over $200 million to the president. He puts her on the stage. He says that she's influenced his own policy and attitudes toward Israel. And so she's trying to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky, along with the rest of these groups that are probably, by the way, getting her money as well. There's also another interesting
tell homie
faction
to wake up, no
called
napping, or
Christians
tell
United
him
for
to
Israel.
to wake up.
Really just another wing of AIPAC and RJC.
He napped. I drove for a couple hours and let him nap. That's a polite thing to do, right? Trade off. At least I didn't have to drive the whole time. I've had to make this drive multiple times by my damn self, or have somebody with me and never even offered to drive. So this is dope.
And those are the things that I've been voting against. So the real reason that this race is a serious
how
race.
Fast it goes. Speed limit 75, dude. It's nice down in Texas. They allow you to go fast. Arkansas sucks.
Funded to the extent that they've never done in any Republican race ever before. My opponent.
Well, Miriam's defense, she outright purchased the White House. Why wouldn't she be able to afford a congressional seat?
You're doing 90. It feels like it after you do 60 for so long in Missouri.
We have the governor stuff because we just have to be aware. This is what's happening. They want into the schools. They want to change the definition of what anti-Semitism is to basically mean noticing what's happening, what this foreign country is doing. This is a takeover. America is occupied. There's no question at all that our government is occupied. That Trump's administration is completely occupied, and they are not serving the American people. This is despicable. It shouldn't happen. If you are in Kentucky, vote for Thomas Massey. I'm going to hope and pray that he wins.
Love you, bye.
Anyway,
be
guys,
safe.
Years,
I will be safe, I swear.
As well. This is
but
the
love you, bye. Have good dinner.
That goes into PR, public relations. We've seen it. That's a big piece of this Charlie Kirk story. Is the nastiness of the PR, the war on our minds, trying to convince us that this Tyler Robinson story makes sense. It simply doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. We all know it doesn't make any sense. We're going to pretend it's all because of Candace Owens trying to free Tyler Robinson. We're trying to get you to tell us a narrative that makes sense outside of fed, sloppy text messages, full-blown confession coming from a kid who's supposed to have like a 4.3 GPA, I believe, in high school.
Yeah, Katie has good.
This is interesting to me. Obviously, we start to see that they're all fumbling all over the place. Andrew Kovach being at the center of that, the dirty tricks that he's getting caught working with these YouTubers and these really nasty people. One of these people being House and Habit, Jessica Reed Krause, right? He's been working with her. That was revealed a few.
I don't even know if you can for mine.
The unstable manic alcoholic, and that's not coming from me. That's coming from her
former. You can do super chats on my YouTube channel. Experiment and tell me if you can. You don't have to do it for much, and I'll send it back to you. But I'm very curious. Can you experiment
that like button.
What is this? The like button. And then it'll come up and it's like when you send somebody money through your YouTube channel. The like button. And then it'll come up and it's like when you send somebody money through your YouTube channel. I did. But I also put my cash in.
Her and know her, and also in part coming from her husband. So this is just hilarious because I told you guys this backstory of this conversation that I had with Andrew Colbert back when things were good, when he called me and he asked me, and in earnest, if I was a witch, because you saw that when people attack me, the rate at which something sort of boomerangs into their life is pretty fast. He was speaking about the liar.
I don't think you can yet.
He was talking about
but you can
Dennis
like
Prager, I think
you can hit the like it and heart all you can
whole
because that
thing
helps
about me
too.
publicly, and then he fell down the stairs. Obviously, yeah, that actually is very sad. David Horowitz, I believe, did this whole big piece, and then very shortly after, which is also very sad, first ever did was for his Freedom Center. He passed away. I saw this recently. Alexis Wilkins, which this was just funny, did that whole weird thread about Russia and General Flynn and me and the Catholic Church all working together because she didn't understand what a retweet was. The day after she did that, Cash Patel's emails got hacked. It was super funny. And I was like, dang, Andrew Cohen's going to be like, what? Well, anyway, House and Habit has been the one attacking my husband as a, like, not as a free.
Five by 5 inch shot, you know the routine by the
over the last few weeks. She is the one that posted that totally freakish, obviously fake AI photo of George wearing a silk shirt. Here it is. It doesn't even look kind of real, with Milo, because she's claiming that he's gay. Milo had, of course, had never met my husband when they lived in London at all, did not run the same circles. Also, it was just terrible to imagine George wearing a silk shirt under a sports coat. That was the worst part about it all right there.
I thought it was when I was driving too.
People who were just dirty.
Kelly, we're going to experiment here for a second.
That was Israel.
Tell Chantel we're going to experiment and I need her.
Rebound of this.
So I'm going to turn on my microphone and plug in my keys.
And what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the headline. Daily Mail is very savage about those sorts of things. But they wrote MAGA influencer House Inhabits marriage secrets revealed. Insiders blow the lid on explosive escort claims. Socialites call her effing insane behavior and her husband's mortifying texts regarding her, which they published. How did this come about? I guess they got interested because House Inhabit did a thing that she always does. It's 3 a.m. and she just randomly decides to attack someone. And that someone, her name, that she attacked was actually St. Clair. Jessica Reed Krause is House Inhabit's real name, by the way. She randomly attacked Ashley St. Clair, who she used to be friendly with, because it's Tuesday and she's drunk, right? And Ashley didn't do anything to her. She's like, what the heck is this about? So Ashley decided to just come out and tell the story about how she was with Jessica Reed Krause when she found out her husband was on some hooker website. I didn't know this, but apparently there is a website where hookers can rate their clients, so they can signal to one another. It's about staying clean and safe, I guess. They can signal to one another that the person requesting services is safe and not going to beat them up or some crazy person to rape them. And Jessica Reed Krause discovered that her husband was on the site and confided in Ashley St. Clair. And so Ashley St. Clair just went ahead and spilled all of the tea after she randomly caught a midnight, 3 a.m. period, between that period of time, bullet from House Inhabit after too many drinks. So Daily Mail did their due diligence. They went ahead and confirmed that the review was real, that it was his number. And I have to also just say, it's a nice review, right? It's from article. The article says there his number was with its own review. Quote, he's a white man, safe to see, and brought a donation as agreed. Read the post from October 5th, 2024. Krause became distraught. She left the table, since St. Clair told the Daily Mail. I'll never forget watching your face as we read those reviews and you did the math, and the review was while you were out of town. The Daily Mail spoke to House of Habits. Jessica Krause did not deny the incident, but she disputed the characterization of it, telling the Daily Mail that her husband's number appeared on the app because as a public political figure, her family is targeted by spammers, and that she was confused at the moment, and she had no idea what it was. She has photo evidence that actually, and guest witnesses that prove that her husband was actually at a friend's wedding when the review was posted. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if she said the account was inaccurate, designed to inflict harm and embarrassment on myself and my family. Girl, you do a pretty good job of that yourself, actually. They also spoke to her husband. He said the number was his, but he wasn't really certain how it ended up on the Mr. Number app. But elsewhere in the article, though, it gets to kind of the meat and bones of it, and it's her husband's text messages that he sent to other people about the state of their marriage. And it's really sad. It's actually really sad. It's what we see demonstrated in her behavior just online, generally speaking. It's about how she treats him, how she yells at him, calls him effing lazy. Just a perfect profile on sort of the destructiveness of who these operators are that are hanging around the White House and going after people, drinking so they can get into, Mar-a-Lago completely sloshed and willing to try to inflict harm. Her co-workers described her as a manic drunk, highly abusive, gets high on the abuse. And it really just, you zoom out and you go, these are the people that Turning Point is now dealing with. This is who Andrew Colvett has written his PR, or a piece of his PR going out to these certain people. Why would you work with these sorts of dogs if you didn't want to get famous? You know what I mean? And it's when people are in a state of desperation, when no one wants to partner with them or work with them or believes in them anymore, when they can't do things the clean way and the right way, they resort to these sorts of miserable people who take swipes at people because of what's going on in their own home. They're always in glass houses, and it really is just remarkable. And I just think it's a real reflection on the state of politics today. And I just thought, man, that couldn't have been more of her perfect karma. After all of the crap that she was putting out about my husband, who has nothing to do with DC, me, who has nothing to do with DC, and nothing to do with the White House. I'm completely embarrassed that I supported Trump in the past because of, the fact that he completely flipped on this entire base. It used to be cool to wear a MAGA hat. No one would be caught wearing a MAGA hat nowadays. I guess maybe you could say the left movement might be caught wearing a MAGA hat nowadays, but certainly not old MAGA, old school MAGA. Be right back.
Impressive that they changed that quick.
All right, you guys, are doing all the right things for your health, but still wondering if there's more that you could be doing to support healthy aging? That's why I'm excited to tell you about Fatty 50, a science-backed supplement built around C15, the first essential fatty acid discovered in more than 90 years. C15 was originally studied by Dr. Stephanie working with the U.S. Navy to improve health of aging dolphins. Researchers later found out that low levels of C15 may impact how well our cells age and function over time. That's important because healthy cells are the foundation for long-term wellness, including energy, sleep, metabolism, and even cognitive health. Fatty 15 was developed to support healthy aging for all, from kids to parents to grandparents. That's why award-winning Fatty 15 is now available as pure capsules, delicious apple mint gummies for teens and adults, and yummy berry blast gummies for kids. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Candace and using code Candace at checkout. That's fatty15.com/Candace. I also want to tell you guys about the merch store. There's always a big help to scare making headlines. It's easy to feel overwhelmed trying to protect your health and stay healthy. One thing people are focusing on right now is gut health, because your digestive system why she would lie and why Andrew Colvett would lie, and they would put words in the surgeon's mouth. Why she would say that Andrew went rogue when she actually initiated.
I think I just accidentally turned it off and I didn't do the second again.
Why are we being gaslit about that? That's weird. That's weird. Right?
She didn't message that. She messaged me a screenshot. She's
Number
looked at the
two,
video.
AI Charlie. I'm sorry. No reporters are interested in that.
Dude, good friends.
That'd be pretty relevant. If they cooked up a whole story about how Charlie, just before he died, pulled a complete 180 on his viewpoints on how he wanted his wife to stay home, raise his children, have a fulfilled life, and suddenly it was like, you know what, no, actually, if I die, I want you to take my place and also risk your life so that you might die, because we left alone as orphans. Like, that doesn't feel good. It sounds like AI. They said they had a video. They're not presenting the video. Donors are saying that the video is completely AI and they were present, and Charlie never said that. Like, how is that not the most viral #1 story in the world? At least in America. That his wife could have faked something like that. Maybe she didn't. it. Anyway, I'm definitively going to say about that. Let's get to some of your comments pertaining to today's episode. We have Kelly Martini writes, I pray Charlie keeps visiting your dreams and reveals everything that you need. Peace to process, facts to find, for being his David. God bless your friendship. It is everlasting. He knew it would be you. We love you and we all miss Charlie dearly. He was a magnificent light to this world. He certainly was, and I miss him too. I miss just being able to banter with him about certain things, about certain people. I miss his sense of humor above anything else, and I will always resent that has not gone across the public from his friends. Like, they just sort of turned him into this, I don't know, bot almost. Like, all he cared about was this, and it had no flavor. It just wasn't the real Charlie. Charlie was very layered, very funny, very good at doing voices, this sort of thing, very good at mimicking voices. Like, he could just do anyone's voice. It was kind of an incredible talent. I can't remember why he told me that, but I think this was years ago or something. But he always plays voices. But anyway, Gen G writes, Candace, let's gamble. Thank you for all you do, Crisis King. I think we do. I'm not a person who gambles. I don't bet. Right? I don't love that industry altogether. But I think this time I might just have to go to Vegas, figuratively, and gamble, get a little bit of money. If I lose it and I get suckered, oh well. I think the video's precious. Very precious piece of this story, if we can confirm that this was an intended problem. So I'm with you. Dan Dangler writes, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Monica writes, I love that TPUSA doesn't let facts influence their opinions. That takes serious dedication. Insert sarcasm. You, Baron Tucker, Ian, and more have to keep telling the truth. Christ is our truth, and y'all are our warriors. Love you from Houston. Thank you so much, Monica. Sarah Lorette writes, Candace, may God continue to bless you on this journey. My daughter Madeline and I love listening to you together, and we pray for you often. Today is her 12th birthday, and her one wish is to have a shout out from her favorite podcaster, Christ is Madeline or Madeline. Happy birthday. That was actually names. I was very keen on Madeline. I was like, you know what, I was saying there's so many videos out there of Charlie, but I know it's down. I do wish that they would put up the parents and his sister are, which I don't think they'll ever be done grieving, but when they're sort of ready, they'll start sharing more pieces of his childhood and things like that with the public. You hope for it. You never know. They've always been extremely private, but I think about them often. I know they're truly grieving. I'll leave it at that. Crazy Cat Lady, love that. I love cats. Writes, can we get a George is the real gangsta merch? We got to do some London Boy merch. I got to convince him. He's just so private. He's so English about stuff,
Can you hear me now?
He doesn't even have social media. He doesn't even know what goes on. He doesn't even watch this podcast. He's like my priest. I have no idea what happens in his basement. I'll do my best. I'll work on it. Coco goes off writes, please make an anti-feminist hat. Thank you for everything you do to fight for freedom and truth. Oh, regarding the people who watch this show who are feminists, I'm challenging you to join the book club and go for this book that we're starting next week. My book. Really excited about this one. As you guys know, Make Him a Sandwich. You guys can get it on Amazon. You can get it. It will be slightly cheaper if you buy it from us. MakeHimASandwich.com. And people were writing about this on the book. It's hilarious. As I said, it starts with this weird rap battle I had one time with Cardi B on X when we got into.
What would we have our lights on for to turn and then turn them off?
And I was very shocked because Cardi B was like, why don't you go make him a sandwich? And that is how this whole idea, the entire idea for the book was born, was a Cardi B rap battle. Any book that starts with a rap battle is going to be fun. So join the book club, and while you are on the website, buy some merch. We've got some great merch, fun merch. Maybe we will have some new George merch. I'll try to convince him. We'll do my best. It's the easiest way to support the show, the easiest way to support independence, so that we do not have to rely on corporatism. Really, I love being free, never going back the other way. Last comment from Dan Sully writes, between insane lawsuits, propaganda, and flat out lies, these people are grasping at straws, keeping them with truth and evidence. We all know that you are honest and they are afraid of the truth. Oh, we're gonna win. I keep telling you that. As sure as I knew that Charlie was betrayed, I also knew that we were gonna win. Don't ask me why. Some things I guess are much too physical. Anyway, you guys, that is all that we have for this week. Again, if you have any tips pertaining to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, 10K No questions asked.
Stuff
Even
like
if
that.
you hate my guts, it's fine. I will never reveal it. We can continue to hate each other forever.
It comes on and then it goes off.
Guys, surprise, welcome in. No intro music today. I'm going to explain that in just a second. But to explain it, I have to back up in time and let you in on some things that have happened over the last several months. And I want to do that. I want to do it quickly. I don't know if I'll leave it in after live or not. I don't know what value it adds for people who come in later and watch live. But about 3 months ago, I got a notice from interesting. This was interesting because I didn't understand what I was doing. It was actually before I had been monetized. And it was an old video, and they said there was a ding to it, and I needed to correct it within 7 days, or they would delete or demonetize potentially my entire channel. So I went back and looked at it, and I still couldn't figure out what it was. So I appealed. I said, I don't understand what I've done wrong. I was playing a clip off of what I thought was another YouTube channel. It was, but I thought it was a safe YouTube channel. And they immediately denied the appeal. And again, so I thought, okay, what do I do? So I guess I just delete this clip. So I deleted the clip. It was like a 4-minute clip, 3-minute clip. I pulled it out. I resubmitted for approval, and it was approved. And the date went away. So I tracked it down, and I tried to figure out what was going on. And I went for I went as far as I could down the hole of trying to figure out why the video had been dinged. And then I realized what had happened. The YouTube channel